Hi guys, it's your boy xxluvcherokee123, and a lot of you have been asking questions like, how did you become such a powerful chief of the Cherokee Nation? What's your lifestyle like? So I asked for your suggestions on Twitter, and a lot of you wanted to draw my life. So without further ado, here's my amazing life as the chief of our tribe. Well, the story of me actually begins way before me, which, I know, a world without me sounds super #boring. Anyways, long ago, too long for anyone to remember an exact date, our people lived in a region near these huge Great Lakes. But a lot of them decided to move southeast. They began to settle near bodies of water such as rivers, and I think the Europeans called this place like Georgia or something. Fast forward to now, the 19th century. This is me and my town. Most Cherokee towns, including mine, are built around a council house and have around 300 people. Of course, we live near a river since we need the resources. So here's a little snapshot at my job because that's what's most important to me. Basically, I am the white chief of the Cherokee Indians, and I am one of 2 chiefs in this village. The white chief, me, is in charge of the town when it is at peace and super chill. So I take care of domestic issues and ceremonial life. In the white government, I have people help me run this town like my advisor, counselor, council of elders, a speaker, messengers, and ceremonial officers. You must be asking, since you are the peace chief, what happens when the village is at war? Well, I'm so glad you asked. That's exactly what the red government is for. They deal with matters involving outsiders, not just war, but negotiations, alliances, trade, and other external matters. My good friend, Corn Cool Guy 89, is the great war chief, but just like me, he can't run the town alone. He has a second, 7 war counselors, war women, speaker, messengers, ceremonial officers, and scouts. We have 7 main clans that do not intermingle. Each clan is a representative of a familial bloodline that needed to be preserved within the Cherokee culture. We do not let these pure bloodlines get corrupted, as 7 is a sacred number. However, we're not like those Europeans. We don't have a king. Like seriously, what is the point of that? And after I speak, each person has an opportunity to speak as well. Did I mention that there are women on our council too? Since we're a matrilineal tribe, we totally need women to help run our government. Because we all have a voice in government and we all are treated equally, the individual is very important to our community and we all play a part in making decisions. Okay, so now on to our basic economy. The members of our tribe are horticulturalists. I know this sounds super complicated, but all it means is that the basis of our lives is the cultivation of different plants. We also hunt a lot. The most significant crop for us is corn, and the most important game animal is the white-tailed deer. The deer are super cute, so sometimes I feel bad for killing them. But then again, a huge part of our lives revolve around the materials we get from them. Trade is also super important to our economy. In nature, the Cherokees are free, and we all can use the land to cultivate plants, which are the basis of our trade. We basically only used to trade with our neighbors, who were just other tribes, because trade, especially fur trade, with the Europeans was super indirect and not effective. Later, this improved though, and we started participating in a lot of trade with them. We had to start working a lot harder to cultivate animals and plants though, so we came up with a lot of new, more intensive methods to do so. We didn't just trade with the Europeans though. We were in alliance with the English in the Yamasee War in 1715, and we supported the English in the American Revolution. We broke an alliance from the historical period with the Creek Indians just to help the English. Beliefs are super important to our tribe, like most natives. We use our beliefs to determine our purpose in this world and the laws of the earth we were blessed with. Unetlanvi is our supreme spirit, the omnipotent and omnipresent creator. My shaman friend, Spirit Believer 56, receives visions and dreams often. We consider this a gift from the universe. The earthly world is not a separate entity from the spirit world. Everything is intertwined and interconnected. We can't have one world without the other. We believe that if one does good deeds in this mortal plane, they will be rewarded and given eternal life. But nothing is complete in my life without my amazing family. This may sound super weird to some of you, but since our society is matrilineal, this means our familial identity is centered around the females. The women in our tribe can be warriors as well as take care of the families. And they own the houses. In fact, men and women are considered equal in our tribe, so we divide up the work evenly between us. Now, let's take a mini house tour. So this is our, or should I say my wife's, log cabin that we all live in together with her side of the family. And here's our game corner. Our family and our tribe loves to play games such as stickball, chunky, or marbles. In the backyard is where we tell stories. You might be wondering how I know so much about our tribe. Well, this is my answer. Every week, our tribe gathers together here for a karaoke party. Haha, just kidding, but we do sit down and sing songs that tell stories in order to teach our children more about our people. Alright guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe, check out my links in the description, hit that notification bell, and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Vine, LinkedIn, MySpace, Snapchat, Pinterest, Shutterfly, and more at xxluvcherokee123. Unfortunately, years after xxluvcherokee123's presence in the Cherokee Nation as the White Chief, even though the Cherokee had helped the Americans gain their independence in the Revolution, the Americans eventually imposed their unjust laws on this tribe by forcing them on a treacherous migration from their homes to a reservation in Oklahoma. This event, the Trail of Tears, cost 4,000 Cherokees their lives, and it still significantly impacts the American identity today. Your own life might look something like this. You're having fun with your friends, living the so-called American dream, but nope. That's not the reality of the American identity, and the natives, they unwillingly played a part in shaping this. The American identity of inequality is still present today, since we still discriminate against certain groups, especially immigrants. Americans also still stereotype today, just like how they stereotyped Native Americans as savages and discriminated against them. They used their stereotypes as a justification for discriminating and pushing onto their land, sometimes through forced treaties, because they believed they were doing society a service by getting rid of these so-called savages. The Cherokees impacted the American identity because they helped in wars like the Yamasee War and in the American Revolution. We wouldn't be who we are today without their help.
No! 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 You ruined it!
Just do it whenever you want to.
I didn't know you were gonna